Acquire the field.
Today, we're talking about Italy. Italy!
Yeah. Hey now.
We love when black girls travel.
I'm Maya.
I'm Adina.
And welcome to
Two Black Girls, episode 4.
Hey.
Yeah, we speak Spanish too. That ain't Italian.
Oh
Oh dear.
I don't know why we speak Spanish and we're supposed to be.
Bro, we totally went to Italy, y'all.
And we didn't even practice any Italian.
We did. We got a little Italian in.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
We
We
were real
were getting
American over
fluent
there.
in French, or we were practicing learning French, and then we had to switch it real quick to Italian, because then we realized them flights to Italy was dirt cheap. When I tell you, we paid so little for them flights. Oh, it was a great opportunity, and it's nice that we're teachers and we get to go on vacations. We get to go all around the world and get to see and experience things during the summer. We got them flights for dirt cheap, and then we sat up here and got on that flight and found out, oh, we got a layover in Brussels.
Ooh.
Our layover in Brussels was pretty decent. It was pretty chill. We wound up getting some Belgian waffles.
Delicious.
We was like, but we're gonna do in Brussels for like 5 hours. Get some Belgian waffles. We're gonna enjoy them Belgian waffles. They was good.
And we're delicious.
Yes.
It was good.
That was a
Had
good
little
stop.
chocolate drizzle.
Ooh, we got
Belgian
drizzle.
chocolate. What?
Chocolate drip.
Chocolate drip.
Got that chocolate drip on that lovely
Yes.
Belgian waffle. But then we saw this beautiful square while we were there. It was so different. It had like all these flags around.
You know what it reminds me of, and this is kind of grim, but it reminds me of like one of those Liam Neeson movies where there's like a sniper at the top of the square.
The sniper, we about to get got. You better run, girl.
But it was really beautiful. But it looked very European.
Yes, it was
And
definitely
it was cool. Yeah.
So then we went from there and we flew into Milan. The reason we flew into Milan was because we only have a church in Milan in Italy. So we were like, we need to go where the church is going to be on Sunday. So we hit Milan up, and then we stayed there for a couple days. And then we wound up getting a train, one of their speed trains. Ooh, speed trains. Bruh, when I tell you we got from the top of Milan down to the bottom, down to Italy.
All the way through Italy. We worked all the way through Italy by train.
One train ride. It was so fast. So fast. Couldn't believe it. In Milan, while we were at the train station, we saw these cigarette boxes. Bruh.
Very interesting.
If we had cigarette boxes like that here in the States, I'm sure more people would stop smoking.
Oh my gosh. These pictures on the cigarette boxes, regular cigarette boxes that are in the little convenience store in the train station, had people with like trachs in their throat.
It had
and
pictures of lungs.
sick people. It was really disturbing.
It was scary.
And it was a man buying a cigarette.
Bruh, still buying cigarettes while they got all these crazy warnings on them. In the States, we got a simple don't do it. It's gonna be bad for you.
You could get sick if you maybe.
The Surgeon General says don't do it, and we be like, give me them cigarettes. But if we had them cigarettes,
Somebody on the box like,
don't smoke me. You would definitely not go for it. It would be a hard pass on it. So we then went down to Naples, all the way down to the south.
the
Kicked
south side of Italy.
South side of Italy, y'all.
Literally the south side of Italy. If you think of the south side of Chicago,
This was the south side.
that was the south side.
Of Italy.
When we got to Italy, we felt a little displaced. We have some brown in our skin,
Quite the melanin.
and we don't speak any African languages.
Any Italian languages.
or
Not
African
at all.
languages.
Not Italian, not African,
But
none
we
of the
spoke
above.
English, so
It got us around.
it got us around, but we looked like some.
We were out of. We were unicorns for sure.
Yes. When we went to Naples, we felt like
These are our people.
family.
These are our people right here.
You.
Yes. around the states, Maya likes to find the hood of every city, every state.
city's got one.
Every city's got a hood. Guess what? Italy's hood, the whole country's hood,
It's Naples.
is Naples! Bro, we was in Naples like,
Walking down the street.
what's up, bro?
Hey, how you doing?
Yes.
Sister girl, like,
Yes.
I like your hair, sis. I don't know what she said, but she pointed to my head.
She
Gave
was
me
like, your
a
locks.
thumbs-
Yes.
locks, your dreads. It's
Your dreads,
nice.
that's what she said.
It's nice, eh? Yeah, it's a nice. And I said, hey, girl, thank you. Look,
Bro,
It
it
was
was crazy. We couldn't believe how comfortable we felt in Naples. It was so cool. Quite filthy,
yes.
but really cool. Italy all over has these gigantic doors that like blow your mind.
Very grand.
When we walked past certain areas, it'd be like graffiti everywhere, and it'd be this beautiful door that had no graffiti on it. Like graffiti on every wall, no graffiti on this beautiful door.
The door.
Respect the space. So then we get to our living space when we were there.
And so all of our
Every
stays
single
were-
spot was an
were
Airbnb joint.
Airbnb
Kicked it hard in Airbnb. Shout out to you.
came through Airbnb, so we had a cheap flight, reasonable stays for the most part. There's some interesting
pretty
ones.
cheap.
And this one in particular in Naples.
It was quite interesting.
Yes.
We couldn't find it. It was like a little hole in the wall
Very small.
hotel.
It was a hotel.
It was a hotel.
It was small.
It was interesting.
So small
Let's tell you how.
that when I was gonna pick up the phone for just to call downstairs, I realized there was no cord on the phone to
No cord.
actually make that call. So that was impossible.
It was a landline phone.
Is this a prop? Are we in a prop? What's happening?
And it was filthy. It was just like dusty. Like nobody had used it. Why is it in the room if it ain't connected to the wall? That's crazy.
Just for decoration.
Crazy. When we walked into the front door, the person at the front door, it was like a hotel. But he was like, we need your passport for your room key. What?
We like
Taken came to mind so fast. They about to get us, Maya. They about to get it, girl.
How we gonna do this?
Oh my God, they gonna take our passport. What we gonna do? So we had to give up one of the passports for our room key. Scared the crap out of us.
Y'all, maybe don't do that. If y'all haven't traveled, that's maybe not the best thing.
No. And it was not a room key like swipe it. It was like a whole key.
A lock.
Locking key.
Yeah.
And he kept our passports in a locked, secured space.
Yeah.
But it was still a little, what? You want our what? This is the one thing that gets us back to America.
Yeah.
And you want to take it from us. Okay. They told us to keep it safe and on our bodies
Yes.
everywhere we go. And you want to take it from us for a room key.
But it turned out okay. The stay turned out pretty decent. I think we experienced that pizza there. Wasn't that the Naples pizza?
That was wrong.
Okay.
All right, so then we wind up walking down. We were like, man, what's some food that we have to try while we're in Italy? Turns out, pasta carbonara was there.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good. It was my first time having pasta carbonara. When I tell you, it was so good. We looked up pictures and they were like, don't go to any restaurant that has pictures.
Yes.
Like when we looked up the reviews or what to do when you go to Italy, they said, don't eat in places that have pictures displayed. No, you want to look up reviews from like Yelp and other spaces like that. We found this one joint, hole in the wall, turns out to be the best spot in Naples. Bruh, when I tell you, that pasta carbonara hit. It hit different than other foods, other pastas.
It's like that clip on Ratatouille when the critic was eating the food and she took a bite and then it took all the way back. Was it a hit?
That was a dude.
Oh, it took him all the way back to his childhood with his mom's food. That's how it felt.
Oh
It's
my
like,
goodness. Totally did.
Comfort.
It was so good.
So much
So
comfort.
good. And then we met some really cool people there too. Like while we were in Naples, we met so many cool people, like just chilling, kicking it next to us. Like, oh, y'all from America? We from America too. Like, and they were there to get this great food. They had family who were from Italy, and they told us exactly where we needed to go. The best pizza joint in Italy is just gonna take, in Naples, like
Oh,
Naples
yeah.
is known for their pizza.
Yeah.
That is where we got that pizza.
Yeah.
Naples is known for their pizza. How can the best
We did.
pizza spot not be open? So we went to the second best pizza spot. It was decent.
It was good. There was a line all the way out of the place.
And we waited in that
Oh
line.
yeah, it was worth it.
It was like, you want to get this Italian pizza.
Yeah.
So we got that good, what's the stuff with the mozzarella? Margarita.
Margarita.
We got that good margarita pizza, and then we tried some of their other specials, but it was it was thin.
Yeah.
It was very good.
We went to Pompeii.
That was a cool experience.
Very cool.
So different. To see the different roads, we even got to see how they had this body that was preserved from when the volcano blew up. So it was really cool to see that and hear the story. I had already heard it from high school, but it was cool to actually be in the spot that I had learned about so many years before.
Yeah, I don't think I knew any history about Pompeii except it's a ruin and that's all I knew. So it was really cool to see. I love history, so it was cool to read the history that they had in the different spaces and look at how certain people live, their homes, the sizes of the spaces, and bath spaces where people bathe in certain areas. It was really cool. It was super hot.
They
My
had a little
forehead.
whorehouse there too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We were like,
Yeah, it was
oh,
interesting.
we're not going in there. They had like pictographs on the walls outside, so definitely not going inside to see what them pictures look like. It was
interesting.
quite hot. We got quite lost, but they had really cool spots where you can go and like sing or hear yourself echo from a certain spot. And
It was like an amphitheater.
yes, they had an amphitheater.
Yeah.
I think they had a big one and a small one.
Yeah.
And it was really, really cool to see the different spaces.
Then we went to the Amalfi Coast,
Oh, that was beautiful.
and it was a tour.
The chick who drove us on this little tour, it was a small bus tour, a little small van tour. And the chick who drove us was cold in a mug. Like, I loved that woman. She was like getting up in swerving all around these steep roads and little narrow roads. She's swerving like she just knows the area. Okay.
So the trip or the activity, we went through TripAdvisor or something like that, some type of platform like that, where we were looking for activities to do in the area, and just kind of like it seemed like every activity had just a little hint of sketch in it, just a little like. Man, if I was in America, I probably wouldn't do something like this. But this was the same where we had to wait outside of a hotel.
Somebody gonna pick you up.
Somebody's gonna pick us up, and we gotta look for the sign. And we're like,
Couldn't find no sign.
who is this? What do they look like?
We
What's
walked
their
up to
credentials?
other groups, like, are y'all with this group? No. Are y'all with this group? No. And then a random sketcy van pulls up.
Pulls up, and we are like, we're here for this group tour. And then he was like, oh yeah, get on in. I'm like, but we hopped in, and there was a whole nother family that looked like us. And
Yes.
we were like, hi,
Black people.
how are you?
Black people.
And they're like, hey, how are you? You speak English. This is great.
Yes.
And so
And they were from, get this, Chicago.
that's where we're from.
They just so happened to be on like a cruise that stopped there, and they had been to Rome and other spots before that we were going to go to.
Yeah.
And they were telling us like what things to do and what things not to do. So it was
Yeah.
really cool that we ran into them.
That worked out and made me feel a little bit more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Because I was really nervous. And that
Absolutely.
hustle and bustle is so busy. Oh, it's so busy in Naples with the traffic. And we had to like duck and dodge across the street.
No real cross lights. Not really.
So
There was
that,
like a couple spots where you could walk across the street with a cross light,
but those little scooters was not playing. They was like,
We don't care. we
Yeah.
don't care. It's like a bike rider here. Them
Yeah.
bike riders in Chicago don't care.
They don't care. And
Mm-mm.
the little scooters in Italy, they don't.
They don't either, and they're much faster. The Amalfi Coast was great. We wound up going shopping at one of the spots. We ate some great food, had some more
ocean
pasta.
Oh my gosh,
It
that
was
water
a
was
beautiful
beautiful.
space. Got to see the colorful houses, like those beautiful, colorful. We were like, man, if we ever come back,
You gotta stay here.
the Amalfi Coast is where we need to stay,
Yes.
or go to the island that's right off of the Amalfi Coast.
Yes.
So we want to encourage everybody to hit up the Amalfi Coast.
In Jay-Z's song, he be talking about the Amalfi Coast, and I never realized this is what he's talking about.
And we went there.
And we
did that.
We know what Jay-Z's talking about now.
Jay-Z,
We're kind of like them. Yeah, we're like their family.
Yes.
We're Beyonce's family.
Oh dear. We wound up making it back home. The lady drove her butt off. We got some limoncello while we were there, and that was really cool. We stopped at a limoncello shop where they make limoncello and ship it all over the world. We actually got a bottle, brought it back. So it's really cool to have some of that, some original Italian limoncello.
Yes, delightful.
Going next stop,
Rome, Italy.
Roma. That's the music. Hey! Now you got it. Get off of our tram when we get to Rome, and we found ourselves, I found myself bit up by mosquitoes.
Sure.
When I tell you I had about 20 mosquito bites on my thighs and legs. Didn't even touch my upper body, but my legs were torn up.
So many.
It was so bad. Did you get that much?
I think I had like 2 or 3. It wasn't that much. I was surprised.
I don't know if my blood is candy or what, but they got me. So if you go, take mosquito repellent. It's super important to have the protection.
During the time of year that we went
in August.
August. Also, before we continue about Rome, during that time in August is their off season, so everybody goes on vacation.
That was crazy. Yes.
But we're going on vacation to Italy, and they're not there. So a lot of places were closed. A lot of places were like, no, we won't be back until what?
September. They were like, oh, we're gone from August 1st or August 7th to September, whatever, 17th.
Yeah.
We was like, oh, you just go take vacation. So in Rome.
One thing we discovered that was the best. Well, we keep saying the best because everything in Italy tasted so good.
Yes.
But dessert-wise,
everything pales in comparison.
Dessert-wise, you guys, this tiramisu, from this place called Pompeii. Oh my gosh.
And we had just gone to Pompeii.
Yeah.
And we went to Pompeii.
Yeah.
And got this tiramisu. Every place we went to, we got some Pompeii tiramisu.
Yes. And we went, I think 3 or 4 days we were in Rome?
We went every day. Every day.
We went twice in one day.
Got every flavor.
So
they have different flavors. They got original. They had strawberry. They had caramel. They had.
Yes, it was delightful. So that was cool. And just walking down those streets with all those shops and people are just greeting you, inviting you.
Everybody was so kind.
Inviting you into their space, into their. Oh my goodness, that was where we bought that.
Them purses.
The purses and that skirt. That skirt that I have. That lady convinced me to get that skirt, and I was like, "It don't fit past my hips." She was like, "Yes, it does. Just pull it up." And I'm pretty sure it ripped a little, but I got the skirt, and it fits pretty good. You just gotta wiggle it up a little bit.
And we also lost quite a bit of weight, though. So.
Yes, that too. Yeah, it was very inviting and fun. Rome, I think, was very inviting, down to earth.
Yeah. Really liked Rome. So we went to this special place where they have this garden, and it's a garden of statues. And inside you have all these statues. Outside you have these beautiful statues. So we go inside. All of the statues were amazing. I kid you not. They were amazing, like beautiful to look at. We wound up seeing one that was a statue of David, and it looked like he was in action. Yes. It was like true. This got to be what David had to have looked like. This boy was like, I'm up. You could see him say, I'm about to flop.
I wish you would, Goliath.
I wish you would. Goliath, this is my God. I will flop you in your forehead. You got me twisted, Goliath. Bruh, I'm not kidding you. Check this picture out. perfect. Like
very intense, very good detail.
the rope, the slingshot, the rocks, the stones that he had. It was so cool to see these artists work on display and that it lasted so many decades.
They maintained it.
They maintained it so well.
The traditional David. So we saw the one that everybody really sees, and it's so tall,
so big,
so expansive.
We walked in and it was like,
it's David all the way
that's
down
David.
The hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one, the first one was like small. It was like our size.
Yeah.
But then
this David was like large. It still had a lot of detail in it.
Yeah,
and I believe it was one piece, right?
One gigantic piece of marble.
They sculpted out of one piece of marble, and that's why people are so fascinated by this piece of art.
His hands were huge.
Feet were huge. Yeah.
Those are the things that stood out so much. It wasn't even like, oh, this is a magnificent piece. It was just like big, gigantic hands.
Yeah.
But he was just standing there. Versus the other David,
he was in action.
The other David was like, let's get it. Let's get like. It's the David that the Bible talks about.
Yeah.
The first David was the David that the Bible talks about, a young, ruddy, about to get it type of young fella.
Yeah.
Whereas this other David was like, I am the king.
Very majestic.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Even though I think, well, I don't know. Maybe he had the sling too. But
I don't know.
I can't remember. I feel like he had a sling. But it was not the David that we usually see or read about in the Bible. So some of the sculptures were just amazing. One of the ones that sticks out to me also was the one with the tree. You have to look up Daphne and Apollo's story. This sculpture is a perfect representation of it. It's just beautiful sculpture.
Yeah.
Like, just to see all of the little headstones that they had made, it was really cool.
Yeah.
So, yes. If you go to Italy, when you go to Italy, you should definitely check out those different sculpture spaces.
See the art.
We went to one spot where we got to see the Jesus with the veil over his face.
Oh man.
It was like
out of stone.
The thinnest sheet of stone, and it looked like a veil was being over him, like a lace veil was being put over this man's face. I think it was Jesus. I feel like that was their version of Jesus. But it was amazing to see that art. The art is fabulous.
Yeah, it was really good.
Italians can do their thing with some art. Hello.
Then we experienced the Basilica, and that's near the...
It was in the Vatican.
Vatican
City.
Yes.
So we were determined to go to the Vatican.
Yes.
But I think the line was too long.
It was a lot of American tourists. It was a lot of tourists. Out. Yeah. I know we couldn't get in, but I know that we walked around and we saw just how beautiful the buildings and the detail of the architecture was.
Yeah.
That was just as well.
Yeah.
Could have gone in. That would have been nice.
Next
but
time.
That's the next trip for sure. So yeah, that was a good experience in Rome.
Rome was really nice. If you ever get a chance to go to Italy.
Wow.
Rome was about as friendly as Naples was.
Yes.
But as we progressively made our way up the coast, we found ourselves in some pretty sticky situations. Mm-hmm. But Florence was not so sticky. It was great. It actually was a great spot to go to next. Yes. So we hit up Florence, and every time I hear about Florence, I think wine, I think grapes. You got to go see the vineyards.
Yes.
So when we before we even got to Florence, we were looking up, where can we go do a wine tasting? So we found a spot in Florence that gave us this really cool tour.
Yes.
That tour was awesome.
Yes. And I remember once we got to, I think it was the end of our tour, and we were doing our tastings, and the lady was just showing us how the wines worked. If we tilt the wine in the glass a certain way and we reflect it on the paper towel or the napkin, you could see the certain colors and the ripples. It was like, I felt so classy.
Yes.
It's like, man, I know wine now. I can drink it and enjoy it, and man, it was really good.
We got to walk down into some old cellars. We
Yeah.
got to
Yep.
see the process. We got to see like these super gigantic barrels.
Mhm.
It was just a beautiful landscape,
Yes.
just an amazing
Yes.
time in Florence. So if you ever get a chance to go to Florence, definitely do a wine tour.
Yes.
We wound up getting some Chianti
Yes.
as our wine of choice. So now every time we go to the store, we buy Chianti, and we want to get it with this specific little rooster on it,
Yes.
because that means it's coming straight from the spot in Italy where they make Chianti. So
Yes.
it's an amazing experience.
Yes. What else did we do? We went to this spot where they had these charcuterie boards and meats and cheeses. Oh my gosh.
Fabulous.
That was so good.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
All of it. But it was cool to like see them suggest certain meats and different cheeses and put it all together for us. It was like you didn't need any meal. That was the meal.
That was the meal.
And it was funny because we were there and there were some people that were talking and they were speaking in English, and I know I heard him say something about something that was related to Illinois or Chicago or something like that. And I was like, hey, you guys, where you guys from? And they're like, oh yeah, we're from, I'm not sure if they're from Chicago, but
Suburb.
they knew, yeah, you know.
You can't say you're from Chicago. They knew,
were
but
like,
they was like Chicago when
you
they
know.
first said it.
Yeah, and we were like, we're from Chicago. Where are you from? And they're like, you know, suburb. Insert suburb here. And so we like, oh, okay. And so we bonded that way. And then we look to the left, and then there's somebody else who's speaking. Well, we were talking about pizzas. So to the left of us, there was someone from, I want to say New York. He was saying, you know, New York pizza is better. So it was the rivalry that we see in the States, in Italy.
Got that twisted.
But it didn't matter because we were eating the charcuterie
We were in
board,
Italy.
which was important.
Who cares about this pizza in other spaces?
Yeah, so
So-
that was fun.
Yeah, so we've met a lot of people on this trip. When we come back to you in the next episode, you'll learn more about the crazier side of
Yeah,
Italy
you guys.
as we got further north.
Real sketch, guys.
Got
We
a
did some
little
really weird
crazy.
things.
Little bonkers. We almost got kicked out twice. But almost doesn't count. But it was definitely crazy.
Yes.
And we'll tell you more about that next time. Thanks for listening to our adventures. We hope that this brings you to Italy. Two Black Girls out.
You can never take this crown away from me. Nah. You can never take this crown away from me. Nah. It's not hard to see. My shade is everything. 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 We don't ask you to bow in place or take your state. Just respect my shade of gray.